Yeah, I told you we gon' take you to the top. Can't believe that Mr. Wonder Boy to flop. Ay, yeah, never movie shaky, but I
To the top. It's your boy, Underdog Crypto, aka Jay, here with another cryptocurrency video. Folks, I'm excited. This is a foundational coin. My first coin I told you about during my first video, but I've never done a review. So today you're going to get that review that you've been waiting for. Now, folks, let me give you my disclaimer and tell you a little bit about myself. Your boy, Underdog Crypto, is not a financial advisor, and everything you hear is not financial advice. It's for educational purposes only. But if you so take this education and blow up your bank account, then you are absolutely welcome. For those who don't know me, let me give you my introduction, a little bit about myself. Your boy, Underdog Crypto, is a certified digital currency investigator, a certified fraud examiner, certified in over 10 professional board certifications in cyber investigations and forensics. I hold a master's degree in digital forensics. I'm a digital forensics scientist, currently pursuing my PhD in innovation and technology management with a specialization in information systems. And what I do, folks, differently is I take my time to investigate each and every project to give you the best information to help change your life. And to do that, I use digital forensics, cyber investigations, fraud detection methodologies, and I apply it all so that I can get down into the nitty-gritty about these projects to see exactly what's going on. And one thing that you need to know is that I look for misinformation and I look for disinformation. I try to provide you a resource that you can leverage to help you figure out everything you need to know about this project to add to your research. The project I want to talk today about is NIMIQ, ticker sign NIM. Let's talk about that project. At the time I first talked about this was February 3rd, 2021. In my very first video, I discussed NIMIQ. And at the time in which I did this video, the price of this token was .00466. That is a little bit under 0.4 of a cent. This token went all the way up to a penny and a half. And this happened on April 12th of 2021. From the time in which I first heard about this token, it was trading at .0002. That's 0.02 of a cent. If you had jumped in on this token, then you would have saw you go from the bottom all the way to the top, and that is you. That would have been that star. And if you had invested $1,000 worth of your hard-earned money into this token, you would have been able to get 3,530,000 NIMIQ. What that would have meant for you is if you would have held it until its all-time high, which happened in April 12th, you would have had $53,559 of profit. Now, currently, at the time in which this video was recorded, on 7/11/2021, NIMIQ is ranked number 454 and is trading at .005112. That's about a half of a cent. Now, what is this project NIMIQ? I am going to have to tell you about three different things. Today, we're going to discuss NIMIQ as a project. We're going to discuss OASIS, and we're going to discuss NIMIQ's use cases. Now, a part of that, I think, is going to be important to understand the significance. We're going to do a comparison and analysis between NIMIQ, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Visa and MasterCard. What we're going to do is talk about why NIMIQ is so different and how NIMIQ is going to be utilized now, not futuristically. I'm talking about today. And I want you to go through this with me. We're going to explore this, and I want you to check this out. This is a summary of NIMIQ. NIMIQ is a browser-based cryptocurrency. It was made with JavaScript to work into any browser on your computer. NIMIQ is easy. It creates a methodology for people to utilize to get their fiat, that's your money from your bank, to the cryptocurrency market without the middleman. They do this through a process that they have released, OASIS. Now, NIMIQ was inspired by Bitcoin. It looked at Bitcoin and saw that Bitcoin held a value and it wanted to do what Bitcoin did, but it wanted to surpass Bitcoin's ability to do this process. And it has done exactly that. Now, NIMIQ is made to be easy to use for adoption. NIMIQ focuses on the usability and ease of use. Cryptocurrency is too complicated. Being in this space, if you've been in the space a little bit, there's a lot of learning you have to do. There's a learning curve. You have to understand wallets, hard wallets, cold storage. You have the hard wallets. You have to learn how to transfer QR codes. If you've been in the space for any length of time, it's not as simple. And that's why applications such as Robinhood, Coinbase, those type of applications are easy for masses to use because it's a click and go. You can be a part of the market by pressing a button. PayPal even has allowed you to accept Bitcoin. And also we looked at Cash App. Very easy. But in order to make adoption for cryptocurrency, there has to be that in mind. Innovation and technology will receive adoption when you can take something that's complicated and make it easy for the masses to take. And that is what NIMIQ is doing. Check this out, folks. NIMIQ. Are you still using NIMIQ Safe? Now, what it does is without you using a lot of technical background to set up NIMIQ, you don't need to download. You don't need to burst on information. Your keys that you receive when you sign up is all you need. This allows you to be in control. It has multiple languages. It has ways for you to swap. And we're going to go into those things. But I want you to see how easy it is to work with NIMIQ. Now, Bitcoin and the environment. Folks, just earlier this year, Bitcoin was on the rise up to 64,000. Now you're saying to yourself, Underdog Crypto, what does this have to do with NIMIQ? It has everything to do with NIMIQ. If we're in a space of cryptocurrency, we cannot just go through cryptocurrency without tipping our hat to Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first. And I know that we hold things at first to a high standard, but just like Windows has grown and Apple has grown, the technology of Bitcoin has also needs to be growing and has also changed. Bitcoin provided something different. It took out the middleman and allowed decentralization. But now, where do we go in growth? NIMIQ looked at this problem and they saw what they liked in Bitcoin, but they had the opportunity to cut out the things that Bitcoin failed to do. And that's one is easily adoptable ways to get your regular money to turn into the cryptocurrency space. And we're going to talk about that. But we saw Bitcoin crash. And why did it crash? The conversation came up. The influencers talked about Bitcoin in the environment. We talk about this all the time, about climate change. This was a big issue in the United States, across the world, about how cryptocurrencies use and consume a lot of fossil fuels. China being one of the largest producers of hash rates for cryptocurrencies, also using a lot of coal. This changes the environment. Whether we like it or not, this affected the price, dropping cryptocurrencies almost 70% in value. Now, what was this about? On May 13, 2021, in this article written by Nathan Reef, this is what was said. It says, cryptocurrencies have come a long way. Their relatively obscure origins, while mainstream financial world once disdained digital currencies as tools for criminals and speculators, the industry has made significant progress in establishing itself as a legitimate and potentially world-changing space. Bitcoin and Ethereum have seen massive growth in price and users, but there are still doubts about the consequences of wide cryptocurrency adoption. In particular, many skeptics and environmentalists have raised concerns about the energy consumption of cryptocurrency mining, which may cause increased carbon emissions and climate change. The takeaways from this article that the author wanted you to know about Bitcoin was that one, Bitcoin and other proof of work cryptocurrencies require large amounts of energy due to the computations needed in mining. And it also, two, 65% of Bitcoin miners are located in China. Three, some proponents say that as much as 74% of Bitcoin's energy needs come from renewable sources, although these figures are disputed. Four, Bitcoin network also generates 11.5 kilotons of e-waste every year. And 5, not all cryptocurrencies have significant environmental impacts. Many of them do not use mining at all. This is important because as I talk about NIMIQ with you, we got to have a baseline conversation. This is for research, to add to your own research. This is not to tell you what to get. This is not to tell you how to trade. This is to empower you to use research as the core basis of how you look at these cryptocurrency projects. And let's talk about that. As we look at this, there is an impact that happens with influencers. I added this to my research because it's important. The time has passed for us to believe that technical analysis, up and downs of price action in history will always dictate the future price. Yes, that has a role as an indicator that may indicate future price, but it does not have a definitive role. What we have to add to our research, even when we look at NIMIQ, is how influencers affect that. And let me show you what happened if you don't remember. Elon Musk. One of the things that caused cryptocurrency to go down was Elon Musk says Tesla will accept Bitcoin payments again once miners use 50% less clean energy. When Elon Musk earlier this year made a tweet about the environmental effects, this just added to the doubt that people had about cryptocurrencies. When he stopped saying that they would take Bitcoin, we saw the effect in price drop. Like it or not, influencers play a role. Now, Elon Musk said Tesla would accept Bitcoin payments again once mining uses 50% less and start using renewable energy. I need you to remember that. And validating Bitcoin transactions requires lots of computers to use the current system, which is called proof of work. Now, why is that important? Well, let's go to another influencer, and I'll discuss that. Jack Dorsey. He says, incentivizes renewable energy. That's what Bitcoin does. Now, what he said was confirmed by Elon Musk. He agreed with him on this. Now, full disclosure, folks, between NIMIQ and Bitcoin and Bitcoin right now in their present state are almost exactly the same in a lot of ways when it comes to POW, proof of work. They both have this high energy consumption if you think about it because they both use that POW process. But what has happened with NIMIQ is they evolved and they're moving to the POS, proof of stake, which is much less energy consumption, more energy efficient, which means it can be adopted. It has that less effects on the environment like the POW process has. That is important. But let's compare these two. Here's the tale of the tape between Ethereum, Bitcoin, Visa, and NIMIQ. If you look at the black box with Bitcoin and the green box with NIMIQ, Bitcoin has 21 million tokens. NIMIQ has 21 billion tokens. It takes 15 to 25 transactions per second between Bitcoin and Ethereum, and NIMIQ has over 1,000. It takes an hour to days to use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Visa to finalize your transaction. It takes seconds with NIMIQ. And this is important. I want you to look at the bottom right-hand side in green. It says HTLC and Not-Turing complete. I'm not going to take a lot of time to go into the technical aspects. I want to make this video easy to consume for all the people who watch the video. But it's important that you know what this is. Let's first talk about this Not-Turing. This is technical lingo for this. Imagine your computer is processing these computational problems. Money is being passed. It's something that's high numbers. Now, this complexity takes a lot of computational power from your computer. Now, imagine if that computer could solve the problem on its own. That means it's less expensive to process that transaction. Imagine that in a worldwide spectrum, billions of transactions happening on this network. NIMIQ has this ability. With Bitcoin, it doesn't have that ability. And even Ethereum has part of that ability. Meaning Bitcoin has to go to someone else and say, hey, can you help me resolve this problem? And because of that, the fees are higher. Ethereum does part of it, but they still have to go to somewhere else to solve this problem. So long story short, with NIMIQ 2.0, they can resolve this problem, reducing the fees. We all want less fees. And with that 1 cent in a transaction versus the $15, $20 or more that you see with Bitcoin, that is amazing. And with Visa, MasterCard, 3.5% total fees. There is nothing in the same category as NIMIQ. But what about this portion that about HTLC? Now, I thought it would be important to talk about this because, again, as research, I want you to look at things differently. HTLC means hash time lock contract. NIMIQ 2.0 offers this, and that's what this is. A hash time lock contract is a type of smart contract used in blockchain applications to eliminate counterparty risk by enabling the implementation of time-bound transactions. In practical terms, this means that recipients of a transaction have to acknowledge payment by generating a cryptographic proof within a certain time frame. Otherwise, the transaction does not take place. This is for atomic swaps, cross-chain trading. Cryptocurrencies often use this method. So imagine you have your money and it's in a bank account and someone wants to pay using cryptocurrency, pay you or you're paying someone else. You send them cryptocurrency. Right now, the current state is once you send it, you hoping and praying that they don't cheat you. Because if you send it, you can't do anything about that. But with this, once you send it, there is a receipt of that happening. They have to accept the transaction. This way, there's a receipt. So if there is something that comes up, you'll be able to dispute that. You'll have a transaction that you can trace with HTLC Timelock. This gives more security to you and less ability of you just having your money taken without the person acknowledging that they had the money was transferred to them. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. I want to give a NIMIQ review. Here is an overview of NIMIQ. I'm going to knock it down in a nutshell, and then we're going to talk about NIMIQ from the standpoint of OASIS and NIMIQ. I'm separating these two because they have significant roles in NIMIQ 2.0. And I'm also going to talk about use cases for NIMIQ, and I'm also going to talk about receiving money with NIMIQ. So let's check this out. Here we go. Looking into NIMIQ, this is what we have. NIMIQ is a blockchain ecosystem for payments designed to make cryptocurrencies easy to use for everyone without compromising decentralization. It was designed for mass adoption. NIMIQ is the easiest crypto to use. You can buy and sell directly from your bank account. I'll say it again for the people in the back. You can use your bank account and without a middleman buy Bitcoin. And they're moving this year for Ethereum and then other cryptocurrencies. And you can take that cryptocurrency and then trade it on the market and do what you want to with it. You can send NIMIQ to one person to another. It's safe and easy to use, and you are in control. 100% custodial power is yours. Now, as long as you can get to the browser of NIMIQ, then you can do that on any computer. You can use NIMIQ. Now, NIMIQ uses this albatross system for the POS, and this is proof of stake. This consensus is going to be the NIMIQ 2.0. It's less environmentally harsh on the environment with less electricity consumption. This is what we talked about when we talk about the influencers and the climate change. That is what's going to have to happen, and this is a cleaner way to use cryptocurrency. NIMIQ also has a super halving event, and NIMIQ 2.0 will reduce the emission rate currently from 3,000 NIMs to only 525. You'll be able to stake your NIMs and receive benefits such as percentage back for your staking, and it's easy for anybody to use. Someone new, someone old, someone experienced on NIMIQ or cryptocurrency can get into this project. Going a little bit further, this is what NIMIQ is going to do. You are a node on NIMIQ, meaning that you don't have to have a middleman like an exchange that is in control of your wallet. As long as you have an internet connection, you are in control of your NIMIQ. And you can also move it to cold storage off of that internet hot wallet. Now, the vision of them is make everyone be able to have these transactions that they'll be able to process themselves in their browser automatically. Now, here's some use cases for NIMIQ. Between NIMIQ, there's going to be accessible to everyone. As long as you have a browser, whether it's a phone, tablet, or a computer, you can go to NIMIQ and you can get cryptocurrency. You'll have no installation you need, and it has transactions that happen in less than 20 seconds. Create rewards that you'll be able to generate QR codes containing money and make them people able to search for them. You can share accounts to with clear rules such as this account for vacations, for dinner bills, kids' lunch money. You can plug and play payment systems into games to facilitate game playing. You can overcome borders such as sending money across the country, out overseas, for a less expensive nature than it is right now with traditional ways to send money. Store value. You can make money using NIMIQ. Now, if you look at more pay online, you have digital money with NIMIQ, and you can get donations. I want to talk about that a little bit here, about receiving NIMIQ payments. NIMIQ announced that they have a link called Cryptopayment Link, and it is an easy tool to use right now for merchants and freelancers. You can do this today, folks. You can, by going to cryptopayment.link, and you can set it up. And I want you to see this, and you can receive Bitcoin, Ethereum, or NIMIQ through their link. Now, here's a picture of it. I went here and I put Underdog Crypto t-shirt logo, and I made a t-shirt for $35. Then you would type in your brand, and I put Underdog Crypto and your email address. I send this link to you, or you send it to the person you want to send it to, and then I put my own NIMIQ address, my own Bitcoin address, or Ethereum address, and then I press Create Link. I can email or text you this, and once I do, you will have yourself a link that you can pay me directly. Also, let's talk about these NIMIQ donations. This is what you can do. NIMIQ announced that you easily can receive donations through your website by creating a personalized button and QR code with NIMIQ donation widget. So if you have a website and you want to receive donations, which happens all the time, you can add this little widget to your website, and now people can just press a button and they can donate, whether it's a Facebook page, whether you have your own website, whether you have your own channel. That's the way you can receive donations. NIMIQ Vouchers. Right now, NIMIQ announced that with NIMIQ, they have this arrangement with Amazon. You can get Amazon. You can pay for your Spotify membership. You can get other devices and apps from stores. And you go to NIMIQVouchers.com, and this is what you'll see. You go to NIMIQ Vouchers. They have a lot of countries, and you pick your country. That means your fiat you can use, your money. Here's some things you can do. You can get mobile, minutes, data, digital products, TV, utility, long distance. You can buy these Amazon gift cards from $25 to $250 or more. Wherever you're from, buy flowers, pay your bills. Now, this I found is very unique. How about NIMIQ and voting? Now, just to talk about this, worldwide, every so many years, the democratic process is always discussed. Someone says there's cheating. Someone says something's going to go wrong. Here in the United States, you saw all the things going on with the United States about the machines, and people just don't trust. Well, NIMIQ had an idea and a solution for this to resolve this and make it tamper-proof. What they said is in recent times, voting and polls have suffered from manipulations from political people who want to manipulate the process. Now, in Hungary, in their general election in 2018, they was alleged that there was a process that was manipulated, and they uncovered evidence of tampering with the postal votes. Now, NIMIQ, a community member, created the first voting app to record votes on the blockchain. Later on, this open source process became part of NIMIQ app ecosystem and got reworked to fit the NIMIQ user interface standards, and is now available. Votes are publicly recorded on the NIMIQ blockchain and can be double-checked by anybody. Now, I'm going to talk about that real quick before I go OASIS. Can you imagine a mass adoption? That is something different than any other cryptocurrency project doing. The conversation alone that you can use this cryptocurrency blockchain process in order to protect the democratic process, that's huge. So I want you to consider that, how NIMIQ is already thinking and evolving, which we have to do if we want to look at the democratic process, but if we want mass adoption. Now, we'll talk about OASIS. Now, OASIS, what is it? OASIS is NIMIQ's proof-of-stake consensus algorithm. With the NIMIQ 2.0 coming out, you'll have 1,000 transactions per second, and you also have this with less energy consumption as POW. Now, why is that important? There's less fees associated with this. It's completely non-custodial, and it needs no personal information. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to register. Not even your email address is needed. All you have to do is go to the website, and you'll be able to get and buy cryptocurrency directly from your bank account. This is the best atomic swap you can do. 1% of each swap is used to buy and lock NIMIQ, and also going to reduce the amount of NIMIQ each time you do it. Now, talking about this really quickly, let's talk about this process. NIMIQ together with 1031 Bank achieved a breakthrough for compatibility between blockchain and traditional banking with the release of OASIS. Now, this is what they said, 1031 Bank. We started the NIMIQ project to make cryptocurrency accessible, usable, and secure for everyone. It was clear to us that without a technology with which the new cryptocurrencies could easily be bought, sold, or exchanged, there will be no mass market. With NIMIQ OASIS, we have now overcome this barrier. And that's from their CEO. Now, I'm going to show you this NIMIQ OASIS video that's going to show you their atomic swap. I want you to check it out, and it's going to go through exactly how it works to connect your bank to cryptocurrency. Check this out, folks. Here we go. This is how you use the OASIS system. You would first log into the system. You look for your banking information to find your bank. Once you locate your bank, this is euros, but you would put your fiat of your country and you'll press buy crypto. Then it would connect by you using your online password to connect to your bank, connecting your bank to your NIM wallet. Once it happens, you can transfer money directly from your bank account to your NIM wallet, and that's it. Moving on, I want to show you this. This is further information from 1031, and we're going to talk about 1031 very quickly. But 1031 adds that OASIS is a revolution in the trading with cryptocurrencies, and what you just saw is a ability to break the chains. Right now, there hasn't been a way. Whether it's XRP, Telcoin, Babb, everyone's waiting on licensing and SEC approval. NIMIQ is in the space right now. They created a bridge, so you don't have to do all that. All you need to create your bank account to cryptocurrency is their OASIS. This protocol does it for you. That is the bridge. So that is important to remember with NIMIQ. But let's break down this OASIS protocol a little bit more. And here it says that the OASIS protocol, on one hand, currencies such as euros, dollars, the Swiss franc are programmed and tokens that you can use to purchase cryptocurrencies. Now, with the NIMIQ wallet and its OASIS protocol, you can buy and sell with OASIS using the NIMIQ wallet. Now, this is great. For example, if you're in Europe, the SEPA Instant Capable Bank Account, that's the standard. As long as you have a bank account, you are able to connect NIMIQ using this protocol. Now, I want to take a moment here to make sure you understand that. With Babb, they are for the unbanked. You have XRP. They are trying to create a protocol which they created to work within the banking system, but there's things that they're doing right now, as we know, with the SEC. With Telcoin, they're about remittances, using your mobile app to send money back and forth. What you need to make sure that you can distinguish between the two is this protocol is a bridge. It takes away the need to do these three things. While the other places are trying to get adoption, NIMIQ found a way through this patented portion of OASIS to do it. You can do it now. That is a game changer. Now, I want to go further and talk about 1031. They said this: in the long term, OASIS opens up the possibility of connecting NIMIQ to traditional payment networks. This makes paying with NIM possible in everyday life without retailers having to change their existing infrastructure. The customer can pay in NIM or another cryptocurrency, and euros arrive at the retailer, says 1031 Bank. This is the future. Now, I want to talk about 1031 Bank because this is out of Germany. This is something that they are doing, connecting the dots between decentralized finance and conventional banking. Now, 1031, here's their roadmap. They have digital coins such as NIMIQ and Litecoin. They have online checkout with NIMIQ, and they have payment cards. Now, there's a word there circled on the left-hand side, SALAMANTEX, and I want to talk about that in a moment. But why is this important? Turning visions into realities. Remember we talked about that HTLC earlier? And we talked about that is the protocol that you have a contract with your blockchain. You send money. The person has to accept it in a certain time frame in order for it to go through. That creates that understanding that has been done. Otherwise, we will just send money and we hope and pray that the person says you received it. So that's huge. Now, delivering fiat smart contracts. This is what they're doing with the open asset swap interaction scheme, which is OASIS. Now, this is what happens. You'll be able to, with this protocol, and it's already available now, to accept crypto and receive euro. Now, how are you doing it? If you are a person, I showed you the links. You can use the NIMIQ protocol by simply going to the website. You can use your mobile phone. But if you're a business, this is 1031 SALAMANTEX system. Now, this is a POS. Now, that's where you go and you check out. They have a POS system, and it's already built into these systems that you can get in the United States. You can get anywhere you want to, all over the world. Now, this company, this is what the solutions they offer: point of sale solutions, point of sale terminals, merchant maps, online payments, e-commerce, and they accept digital currency easily everywhere. Folks, that is it in a nutshell. You just walked through the NIMIQ project for the 1.0, but more importantly, what's happening now within a matter of a couple of weeks with the 2.0. I showed you the OASIS, and I separated OASIS from the other protocols, and I also discussed with you the importance of how this is different, the bridge, what they're doing differently than their competitors, the Telcoins, the Babb, the XRPs. They created this patented protocol that other cryptocurrencies can utilize, that current businesses can utilize. They made it easy that you don't have to have technical background to understand NIMIQ. Can you Google or can you type in NIMIQ.com and go to their wallet? That's all you need to right now buy, sell, trade cryptocurrencies. That's all you need to send payments. I've talked about the use cases. NIMIQ is one of the most diverse cryptocurrency projects, and it's touched so many different things, from having a way to protect the democratic process, to buying Amazon, to paying for utilities. If you talk about use case and we talk about crypto, you have to talk about NIMIQ. NIMIQ is the future of cryptocurrency, the general use of cryptocurrency, adoption for the masses. That is why they was created. That is why they're here. I can't tell you what to do with your cryptocurrency trading, but what I do know is they took the concept of Bitcoin and they leveled up. And where we're at now is what's going to resolve this a change of climate issue with the environment, NIMIQ. What can be easily adopted, no matter how complex the technology is. If people don't understand it, they want to adopt it, NIMIQ. What can use the current technologies that the banking systems have and use a bridge like OASIS, NIMIQ? How can you stake your money with the arbitrage system they have, the proof of stake, NIMIQ? And what is the future of NIMIQ? Well, you heard it here, folks. I believe the future of NIMIQ is going to be the future of Bitcoin. You need to check out NIMIQ. You saw what it's already done. You saw how much money you could have made if you got into this project the first, second, and third time I've told you. NIMIQ is currently down at 0.5%. Ask yourself the question, do you truly believe over the next year or 2 years that NIMIQ will stay at 0.5%? Now I'm going to let you decide for yourself. And until next time, I want you to review my social media channels. If you want to get in contact with your boy Underdog Crypto, it's all right there, my social media channels. And also, the music is by Indigo. Check out the music. Go and make sure that you like, subscribe, share. I want you to be a part of this community. I want you to be a part of changing your life. And remember, folks, this is for you to leverage to make the best decisions possible to help change your life. I will never tell you how to trade. Until next time, this has been your boy, Underdog Crypto.
Yeah, I told you we gon' take you to the top. Can't believe that me still want the boy to flop. Yeah, never movie shaky, but I pop. Yeah, X's on my line, wanna chop. Yeah, I see big pictures, yours is crop.